Amidst the backdrop of a building boom and the promise of an invigorated economy, HITACHI rose up in 1971. Enterprising Filipinos, led by engineer Amado del Rosario, formed HITACHI as a startup company to exclusively represent Hitachi elevators and escalators in the Philippines. From the start, HITACHI aimed at technical excellence. It regularly sent its staff to Japan to train and immerse in the very latest in technology. The company also had Japanese engineers in its staff to provide technical support and added training. Shortly after it started, HITACHI was already tapped to provide elevators to prominent institutions such as the old Asian Development Bank building and Century Park Sheraton Hotel. Midway through the 70s, in 1976, the company entered into a joint venture agreement with Hitachi Limited of Japan. The start of the 80s was marked by a bleak economic outlook and tense political climate. The Filipinos and Japanese members of HITACHI joined hands and worked even harder to weather the storm. To ensure the absolute safety and quality of all Hitachi elevators and escalators in the world, Hitachi continued with regular in-depth overseas quality assurance conferences. These were attended by the heads and key technical staff of all Hitachi elevator companies. By 1984, even with a weakened economy, HITACHI saw an opportunity in the building growth in Cebu. The company expanded to the Queen City of the South with a new branch of operations. Midway through the 1980s, political changes and renewed optimism enabled an economic turnaround. Construction was once again on the upswing, and demand for elevators rose again. The decade saw HITACHI supplying and maintaining the elevators and escalators of busy Ninoy Aquino International Airport. The better times notwithstanding, there were challenges that tested the company's capabilities. When SM Makati and Rustans Makati were hit by fire in 1988, HITACHI was quick to respond in the rebuilding of these popular stores in record time. 1988 also saw HITACHI achieve a memorable first: the installation of the first ever moving walk for a department store in the Philippines at the landmark department store in Makati. As further proof of its high level of technical know-how, Hitachi head office commissioned HITACHI as a sign of its expertise to send manpower to help in projects in the Middle East, Singapore, Indonesia, and Malaysia. The 1990s was marked by significant developments even through a time of political uncertainty. Natural disasters, power shortages, and oil price hikes. At the start of the decade, the confidence level of the head office in Japan rose to a new high. It did not send expats to the Philippines anymore, letting the all-Filipino management run the operations. Along the way, HITACHI continued to establish many firsts for the company, such as high-speed elevators for its first high-rise installations, Asian mansions, and BSA suites in Makati City. And the biggest freight elevator in the Philippines, the 7-ton Hitachi freight elevator for the Yokohama Rubber Company at the Clark Freeport. In 1991, HITACHI became part of a now iconic landmark in Metro Manila, outfitting the always busy, high-traffic SM Mega Mall with 36 units of escalators. Then in 1997, HITACHI provided the largest mall in Davao City at the time, the Gaisano Davao Mall, with 18 escalators and 2 freight elevators. The first decade of the new millennium witnessed new highs for HITACHI. Among them was achieving the milestone of 1,000 maintained elevators and escalators in the country. The company has also acquired its own office building, moving to its present location in 2009. The decade also saw HITACHI playing a vital role in numerous high-profile projects spanning Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao. The projects include the Trinoma New Landmark, Crown Regency projects in Cebu, BQ Mall in Bohol, Angeles Nepo Mall, Limquetcay Center in Cagayan de Oro, and Gaisano projects in Butuan and Bacolod, to name just a select few. The new decade will usher in even more exciting changes. Last February 2011, HITACHI took the lead by securing the contract to supply high-speed elevators to the Gramercy building of Century Properties, the country's tallest building to date. Rapid developments in the construction and building industry require even greater technological innovations and better service response. Almost half a century after its start, HITACHI now becomes a full subsidiary of Hitachi Limited of Japan. Nearly 4 decades of experience, combined with Hitachi's 100-year tradition of technological expertise and innovation, will enable HITACHI to rise even higher in providing new levels of service and technical excellence. The same kind of excellence that inspires Hitachi installations across Asia and around the world. HITACHI is now Hitachi Elevator Philippines Corporation, a full subsidiary of Hitachi Limited of Japan. Evolving and changing for the better. Rising up to the challenges of the future. Leading the rise.